Hello and welcome back to RPTV Weekly News Show. My name is Kedar and my co-hosts are Fred, Jabin, and Victoria. We present news that impact on Regent Park and the surrounding areas. In this episode, we present the following news for the week of April 28 to May 10, 2023.
Report of the SDP Planning Committee meeting on April 20th, 2023. TCHC and Tridel launches Community Benefits Agreement in Regent Park to develop plan for $26.8 million in economic development funds. RPNA engaged community members to speak out their rezoning perspectives before the city's second community consultation meeting. Report of Regent Park Phases 4 and 5 second community consultation meeting on April 25th, 2023. GAR 13's Constituency office grand opening at 329 Parliament Street. Thousands of jobs available in Toronto's 2023 by-election for mayor. TTC streetcar and bus service changes begins May 1st to accommodate Ontario Line construction. Shelter and Housing Justice Network petition to declare a homeless and housing emergency. Lil Sis presents Hummingbird open mic at Daniels Spectrum. Vaccine and wellness clinics in the neighborhood and events and jobs in the community.
Report of the SDP Planning Committee meeting on April the 20th, 2023. The Regent Park Social Development Plan was developed to ensure social inclusion and social cohesion of residents throughout the duration of the Regent Park revitalization. The Social Development Plan is made up of 4 priority areas. Each priority area is represented by a different working group. The SDP working group are safety, communications, employment, and economic development, and community building. In addition to the 4 committees, there is a SDP Planning Committee that meets weekly to help guide the activities of the SDP. On April the 20th, 2023, the Planning Committee met to discuss the evaluation cycle. Kathleen Fiera and Ismail Mohammed from the Evaluations and Benchmark Committee of the SDP talked about the purpose of evaluations and how it's going to be done this year. Ismail told the group that the evaluation's purpose is to see how well the Planning Committee and all the other working groups of the SDP are performing in regards to the goal of social cohesion and social inclusion, because ultimately, this is SDP overreaching goal.
What we need to get done is, for each of the working groups and each of the committees, we want to determine what the objectives and goals are. And then that will help us determine what needs to be measured and how it will be measured. That will then go into a survey. The survey we're going to use a survey to collect the data on it and then conduct the analysis. So again, as a champion, you only have to attend 5 professional development meetings, or as Caitlin likes to say, evaluation parties with food and music and everything, because again, we want to make this lively. This is supposed to be an involved experience. We're encouraging people to get involved, and we want everyone to really feel like they have a voice with this.
In February next year, the Evaluations and Benchmark Committee will report back to the community. In February next year, the Evaluations and Benchmark Committee will report back to the community about the report they will generate via various surveys throughout 2023.
TCHC and Tridel launches community benefits engagement in Regent Park to develop plan for $26.8 million in economic development funds. On April 26, 2023, TCHC and Tridel announced the launch of the Community Benefits Engagement process to hear from residents and inform how $26.8 million in community benefit funds will be invested in the community over the next 10 to 15 years, as part of the Phases 4 and 5 of the Regent Park revitalization.
Regent Park TCHC tenants and market residents ages 14 and over will be able to have their say on where they would like to see the community funds directed. Residents can complete an online survey on their own or with the support of TCHC community animators and Community Benefits Oversight Working Group CBOWG members who will be in the community.
The Community Benefits Launch event was moderated by Isha Kidway of TCHC. After opening remarks and land acknowledgement, Jag Sharma, President and CEO of TCHC, spoke about the huge milestone that community benefits engagement process means to Regent Park and said thank you to those who supported this launch.
Today is the beginning of how you decide you would like TCHC and Tridel to invest $26.8 million to create the Regent Park of your future. This is a huge moment for Regent Park, for the Regent Park community, so please take a moment to congratulate yourselves.
Jim Ritchie, President of CEO of Tridel, TCHC's developer partner for Regent Park revitalization, phases 4 and 5, congratulated TCHC's community work and spoke about the $26.8 million investment in community benefit funds.
I think that we consider ourselves to be a little more than a builder. I think we really pride ourselves in that. Yes, we are building homes of different types, and some of them are very tall in the sky, and some of them are low to the ground. But really what we do is build community. And I've not seen a better example of community building than what we witness here at Regent Park. And I congratulate you for that. I congratulate TCH and obviously the Daniels Corporation and all the good work they've done here. So it's an amazing, amazing community. So when we started our process with Regent Park for phases 4 and 5 with TCH, and that journey started back in 2020, we committed $26.8 million towards a community economic development program, which obviously is to benefit the residents of Regent Park, you folks here this evening. So we've made this decision in this investment because we have seen how the lives, your lives, and the people that work and live and play within this community have changed when given opportunity and increased access to employment. So we want to explore those possibilities with you, and today is that kickoff with that. So what is this vision for that investment? Well, collectively, I guess it's all our vision, but more importantly, it's yours, and today marks the point in time where we really want to engage and to learn and to help frame how that vision will eventually work out this economic investment that we wish to make in the community.
MPP for Toronto Centre Kristen Wong Tam spoke about the success of the revitalization of Regent Park, which is about the people, about Regent Park's families, dreams, and aspirations of what residents want as a community.
You have been asked time and time again, what do you want? Right? You have sat through so many community meetings, and you have lived through construction, you've lived through displacement, you've lived through coming back into the community, and you are still showing up. The success of the revitalization of Regent Park is much more than brick and mortars, and we all talk about that. It's about the people, it's about your families, it's about your dreams and aspirations about what you want as a community. And that is so absolutely critical on how we move this forward. When you place your values at the front of the conversation, what I've heard as a previous city councillor and what I know as the member of provincial parliament is that you want to be seen, you want to feel included, you want to have equitable access to all the facilities, and you want to have opportunities. And that means being a part of all the wealth and opportunities that flow into Regent Park. And I see you nodding, I know you agree, because I've heard you at the table as you resonated these thoughts about how are you going to do and be a part of that success. It already is a success.
City Councillor for Ward 13, Chris Moyse, spoke about the Community Benefits Agreement, buckets, categories, employment, major investments, and ongoing local grants.
So the three buckets I know that we are going to talk about here, categories, are employment, major investments, I think it's $500,000+, and bucket number 3, as I call it, ongoing small or micro grant that can be given out to different programs and organizations. So again, stay focused. as to why it is we're here and what we want. I know for me as a counselor, and I've only been a counselor for 5 months now, my focus has mainly been, Section 37, community benefits charges, which is very different from what we're talking about here tonight, which is the community benefits agreement, which is separate from the Section 37 benefits. So those two things are very separate.
William Mendez, Director of Program Development at TCHC, spoke about the community benefits engagement process.
In that engagement process, we hope to engage not only everyone in the room, but mothers, fathers, uncles, aunts, young people, grandparents, elders in the community. Everyone that lives in Regent Park, we want to engage in this process. That means thousands of people will be asked to participate in focus groups, surveys, conversations with our team members, as well as the Community Benefits Oversight Working Group, to get an understanding as to what you would like to see as community benefits and investments made by the city, TCHC, and Tridel as part of the Community Benefits Agreement.
Regent Park residents and members of the Community Benefits Oversight Working Group, CBOWG, Walid Kogali, Gail Lynch, and Ines Garcia spoke about the inclusion of all Regent Park residents in this agreement and encouraged residents to speak out about what they really want from the $26.8 million Community Benefits Fund.
We're here to spread the good news about this important survey that is going to help inform the community benefit packages that Will talked about, so that in the fall, we have that very important vote on how the money is spent. And I want to challenge all of you to think about all the ideas that you have never been brought to the table. No idea it's too crazy or too much. Every idea is welcome.
This is your opportunity to say in the survey and to those that are here, here's how we want to spend this 26.8 million. And what I'd like you to do is to change your language. Do not ask if you can have. Say what you want. This is your community. This is your opportunity.
It's crucial for your voices to say what you want. It's very important for you guys to come and say, I'll be around region, going around with surveys. Look at the survey, fill it up. It's very crucial. 26.8 million, it looks like a lot, but it's not a lot. So please, fill up. I will go around with the surveys, and there's a whole bunch of us in the team that is going to be doing that.
RPNA engaged community members to speak out their rezoning perspectives before the city's second community consultation meeting. On April 24th, 2023, the Regent Park Neighborhood Association hosted a virtual meeting to update and engage community members on the rezoning applications submitted by Tridel and TCHC in order to let community members gain important knowledge on key themes related to community benefits and rezoning, but also invite residents to join the Community Benefits Coalition. The meeting was moderated by RPNA members Walid Kogali and Marlene Dejanova. At the meeting, it was emphasized the importance of the rezoning process as a critical step that will determine the character and future of Regent Park community. Walid gave an update of the meeting held with City of Toronto and shared a video recording with questions and answers. Walid gave an update of the meeting held with City of Toronto and shared a video recording with questions and answers from Senior Planner at City of Toronto, Catherine Bailey, related to the rezoning process, Section 37, housing, relevant reports and strategies, and community governed spaces.
The planning application that I'm reviewing right now that's been submitted to the city by TCHC and their development partner Tridel is to amend the zoning, so the permissions for things like height and density, for building setbacks, parking requirements, things like that for phases 4 and 5 of the Regent Park revitalization project. And the rezoning sort of contemplates a few changes to the previous approval, the approved framework that the revitalization has been working with over the last many years, as you've experienced in your community. And so some of the main objectives that were sort of behind the request by TCHC and Tridel to change the zoning permissions were related to changing or allowing for greater building heights to allow for more residential units, both market units and affordable units that would be social housing, either run by TCHC or another partner, still to be determined in the future, but would allow them the opportunity to do that. To change some of the land use permissions around uses to allow for other types of non-residential uses in that area, to change things like the parking requirements and the bicycle parking requirements and some of those other standards that get set out in the zoning bylaw, to allow for the relocation of the Parliament Street branch of the Toronto Public Library into this area, and basically just to reflect sort of a revised vision that they have for these final phases in terms of what they would look like and the building forms that they're contemplating and things like that. So while TCHC is part of the city in a sense, as just organizationally, the application was submitted in the same way that sort of a private application would be submitted. A request was sort of initiated for city planning to review the application, and it was submitted alongside a number of plans and studies related to just the various impacts of the proposal on things like servicing, pipes, sewage, garbage, road network, things like that, soft community facilities, trees, parks, all of those different things. And those that was submitted about a year ago and has been under review. There was a community consultation meeting that was held online last year. And we've been sort of going through an iterative process of changes to that proposal. We will be in a couple of weeks having another community consultation meeting online with the community to sort of provide an update on where that's at. And ultimately, we being community planning, city planning, will be preparing a final report, a recommendation report to Toronto and East York Community Council that basically includes our recommendations on the application and a copy of the amendment to the zoning bylaw that we're recommending approval of. So City Council, first through Community Council and then ultimately City Council is the one that makes the decision on the amendment at the end of the day. And in this case, and as is with many cases, there's been a lot of dialogue with the councillor since the election. So there's no sort of like intention to come with a surprise recommendation. So we're trying to be very collaborative with TCHC and the councillor and those involved.
After Catherine Bailey's feedback, the meeting was open for questions and discussion. Regent Park resident Stephanie Beatty expressed her concern about the implications of the rezoning and how the RPNA, city councilor, and other community groups have not succeeded in engaging the community.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what is the RPNA and the other kind of community group position on? I mean, it seems like it's too late now. They're really trying to speed up this process. This will be the second community meeting, and then I don't think they have an obligation to hold any other community meetings or any intention to do so before submitting this to community council with their final report and recommendation. So I think we're kind of really haven't succeeded in engaging the community in this. I mean, I know you guys have been reaching out to lots of small groups, but I just haven't seen any big community meetings on this in Regent Park to talk about the implications of this rezoning for people who live here. All this talk about the councillor being so engaged. Well, the councillor is engaged with the developer and the planners and not with the community. I haven't seen him reach out once to the community on this issue.
Report of Regent Park phases 4 and 5. Second community consultation meeting on April 25th, 2023. On April 25th, 2023, the City of Toronto held a second community consultation meeting with Regent Park residents to discuss the latest submission of the rezoning application for Regent Park phases 4 and 5 of the revitalization. The resubmission addresses the city's asks for additional technical changes while delivering more affordable housing, community amenities, and high-quality open spaces. The proposal would permit 13 buildings with heights up to 39 stories, containing approximately 3,070 resident units, of which 1,876 will be market units, and 1,194 will be Toronto community housing rental units. The proposal also includes approximately 15,490 square meters of retail, office and community space, including a new Toronto Public Library branch relocated from Parliament Street. The virtual meeting was moderated by Senior Planner at City of Toronto, Catherine Bailey. The first part of the consultation meeting focused on two presentations by the city planning staff, City of Toronto, and applicant, TCHC and Tridel. The second part of the meeting focused on questions and comments. TCHC and Tridel will continue to engage with both the community and the city as the part of the continuing rezoning application approval process.
Ward 13's Constituency Office grand opening at 329 Parliament Street. On Saturday, April the 29th, 2023, City Councillor for Ward 13, Chris Moyse, and his team welcomed the Regent Park community to the grand opening of his Ward 13 Constituency Office at 329 Parliament Street, Dundas and Parliament. The new constituency office will allow Ward 13 to connect with the residents in the community and host meetings outside of City Hall office. The office hours are Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The celebration had Indigenous smudging, refreshments from the Regent Park Collective, music. Many food donations were collected to support the Allen Gardens Food Bank. MP for Toronto Centre Marcy Lynn and MPP Christine Wong Tam were among the more than 100 guests that showed up to celebrate the opening of the first constituency office in the history of the Toronto Centre.
Hello, my name is Chris Moyes. I'm Councillor for Toronto Centre, Ward 13. It's great to be here. I'm here at the launch of my constituency office, first ever in Toronto Centre. So excited. We had a lot of people here today. I think about 100 people came to visit us today. We blessed the office, through Indigenous smudging. We had food from the collective, the Regent Park Collective, and also to my entire team was here. So it's been a really amazing day, and I look forward to serving the community here. Office hours from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is the first office in Toronto Centre where people can come and engage staff and myself and talk about some of the issues that they're facing and perhaps resolve some of the issues that they have and serve them, in this capacity here. So please come to this office location over at Parliament and Dundas.
Thousands of jobs available in Toronto's 2023 by-election for mayor. Applicants can now register and book in an interview for temporary paid positions to work during the 2023 by-election for mayor. Voting place election officials will help Toronto residents vote in person during 6 advance voting days from Thursday, June 8th to Tuesday, June 13th, and on Election Day, Monday, June 26th. Available positions include ballot officers, tabulator officers, customer service officers, and standby officers. Successful applicants will enhance their skills in customer service, problem solving, and teamwork. Anyone who is at least 18 years of age and legally eligible to work in Canada can apply. Role responsibilities, requirements, pay, and time commitments, including training and working hours, are available on the Toronto Elections Employment webpage.
TTC streetcar and bus service changes begin May 1st to accommodate Ontario land construction. Starting May 1st, the 501 Queen's streetcar will divert both ways between McCall Street and Broadview Avenue. The streetcar will run instead on Dundas Street for that portion of the line to accommodate construction for the Ontario line. The diversion is expected to last a total of 4.5 years. As previously announced, this construction for the Ontario line will shut down Queen Street between Victoria and Bay Streets until 2027. This announcement is the second wave of mayor service changes from Toronto's Public Transit Commission. Nearly 40 bus lines had cuts to their number of trips in March due to low ridership. The Ontario line, which will span from Exhibition Place in the west and the current site of the Ontario Science Centre in the east, is scheduled to open in 2031.
SHJN petition to declare a homelessness and housing emergency. The Shelter and Housing Justice Network is demanding the city to declare a housing and homelessness emergency ahead of City Council meeting on May 10, 2023. The petition states that on April 25th, the Economic and Community Development Committee voted unanimously to declare homelessness an emergency. Council must accept the recommendation and ensure that it is much more than a symbolic gesture. As we approach an upcoming mayoral election, the creation of safe, accessible, and truly affordable housing must be a priority, says the petition published on SHJN website. The petition signed by more than 500 people in Toronto, including organizations, activists, and homeless advocates, demands. Number 1, make a formal statement declaring that the homelessness and the social housing situation are an emergency necessitating immediate action. 2, advocate for more of the provincial and federal governments to build rent geared to income social housing in Toronto. 3, advocate for the provincial government to enact a rent freeze, apply rent control to all rental units, and enact vacancies rent control. 4, advocate for the provincial and federal governments to increase social assistance rates to respond to the worsening homelessness and housing emergency. 5, implement a moratorium of encampment clearings and stop the harassment of residents and destruction of survival gear. 6, stop shelter hotel closures and open at least 2,700 additional non-congregate shelter spaces now. 7, reinstate low barriers year-round 24-hour respite spaces with surge capacity for extreme weather.
Lil Sis presents Hummingbird Open Mic at Daniels Spectrum. Lil Sis held an April edition of the Hummingbird All Ages Open Mic with live band at Daniels Spectrum on April 25th, 2023 from 7 to 9 p.m. The event featured R Flex and other amazing first-time performers. The event was free and also had refreshments and lots of smiles. Lil Sis is a grassroots youth-led artist resource center that supports Downtown East BIPOC and 2SL LGBTQ+ emerging youth artists. Lil Sis have been running community-focused open mics in Regent Park since 2015, hosting more than 40 open mics so far, from house to hip-hop, rap, jazz, pop, R&B, rock, poetry, and beyond. All levels of experience and genres are welcome, especially if it's their first time performing. Their mission is to reduce barriers in the arts and entertainment industries for BIPOC and 2SL LGBTQ+ racialized youth artists by creating safer performance spaces. RPTV News was at the Hummingbird Open Mic to chat with Lil Sis members and bring you the best of their performances.
So a little bit about Lil Sis. We are a grassroots nonprofit organization. We actually started here in Regent Park around 2016, and our goals are essentially to help provide programming and reduce barriers for Black, Indigenous, and other people of color who are youth and who might also be QT by, oh my God, to us LGBTQ+, sorry. So essentially we're looking to support marginalized youth in our communities who are looking to be artists and want to pursue that. So we do that by providing our open mic, which is what's happening today. So we have a live band, we offer Presto tickets, We have snacks, and it's a free event, so it's a chance for people to come and perform in a very unique space that most youth don't have access to, because most open mics are like 19 plus.
One thing about like the Toronto arts industry or like the entertainment industry was that a lot of youth specifically don't have opportunities to perform, and like a lot of spaces are white dominated, or you're like not old enough, like you have to be 19 plus. So anybody who wants to be an artist doesn't get that exposure, get that practice. And then we noticed that a lot of like our basically our demographic, which is like BIPOC, QT BIPOC, anybody in the 2S LGBTQ plus community, didn't have like headshots, didn't know how to like negotiate for themselves, didn't know how to get adequately paid and stuff like that. So we create portfolios and stuff like that as well. So we basically try to give the artists like basically like a starter kit. So you get chances to perform, you get your photo taken if you want to, if you sign up for that portion. You get to build your portfolio and
basically and know the business of like the music industry. Like we offer our workshops, like give a slight insight of how to navigate in the music industry business-wise as well, and legal-wise. You know, we bring lawyers to talk about different ways to protect yourselves in the music industry, especially as a BIPOC LGBTQ2 plus individual.
What is wrong with old men that I attract? All I know is it needs to stop writing its tracks. No more striking out, no more coming up to batches.
So part of our way to do outreach and build that foundation for people is by having our monthly newsletter, which tells people about the events that we throw, like the open mic. It provides early access to a lot of our events, so that if you sign up for the newsletter, you get onto a wait list faster, or you can sign up first. And it's just our way of spreading what we do and also what our other community partners do in Regent Park and outside of Regent Park.
So I feel like bringing this open mic to a place that's already like an arts and cultural hub literally like ties in everything together. Because like for youth specifically, because a lot of youth upstairs like do art hard or even go to community music schools of Toronto, and like they even come downstairs and help us set up the space and stuff like that as well. So it's literally just tying everything together, and it just allows for another resource to be available in Regent Park. And I feel like the demographic of Regent Park, like a lot of it's like immigrant based, so like you might like your parents or like your family might not be encouraging of like the arts, but we show you that like there is a way for you to be successful in the arts industry, and we provide the resources to do so.
And overall, Regent Park for a very long time has been overlooked in like the arts scene, so to bring that back to the community and give that opportunity is like a blessing for us to do.
Plus, it's really important for us to look the way that we look and be the people that we are and provide these sources for people like us, so that when they're coming into the space, they feel welcome, they feel like they're part of a community that reflects them.
Can show you how deep loving is for you.
If you're wondering where to find Lil Sis on everything, we're www.lilsis.ca. On Instagram, we're at lilsis.ca. On TikTok, we're at lilsis.ca. Our t-shirts say Lil Sis. Get you a t-shirt, get you a pin, get you a sticker. Come through. Our next open mic is May 30th. It's a Tuesday. And all that fun stuff. Yeah.
Vaccine and wellness clinics in the neighborhood. The 519 Vaccine Clinic is offering various vaccines and other services. free HIV self-testing kits, free COVID-19 rapid tests, MPOX vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine. COVID-19 vaccines, bivalent Moderna and Pfizer's are available. Every Wednesday until June the 14th from 1 to 6 p.m. at the 519 Church Street.
And now for events and jobs in the community. Regent Park Social Development Plan Progress Report meeting on Wednesday, May 10th from 5 to 8 p.m. at Daniels Spectrum, 585 Dundas Street East. Come and join for entertainment and hear what the SDP is doing to build a better Regent Park. Fred Victor invites you to Community Action Training. Join a free 8-week engagement training that brings together members of the community to share their experiences and gain knowledge and develop skills. You can apply to work as a peer support worker with Fred Victor after graduation. Limited space available. Training will begin May 25th, 2023 at 40 Oak Street. Thursdays, 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. If you have any questions, please contact imcintosh@fredvictor.org or call 416-363-4234 extension 237. Join the Doors Open Toronto Cultural Bazaar on May 27th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 585 Dundas Street East, Daniels Spectrum. Live music, raffles, henna, multicultural food, popcorn and cotton candy, artisanal products, handmade clothing, jewelry, and more. City of Toronto is inviting you to help improve community recreation programs and services in Regent Park. Join the information session to learn more on Tuesday, May 9th, 2023, from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at Regent Park Community Center, 402 Shooter Street. And now for jobs in the community with Kedar.
Build Her Up, multi-sports, professional and personal development program presented by TCHC and Heart House, U of T. This is a 6-week after-school program for female tenants aged 13 to 19, providing opportunities to learn the fundamentals of sports, team dynamics, and professional and personal skills development. Every Friday, May 5th, 2023 to June 9th, 2023, from 5 to 7:30, send complete registrations to Kathleen Wallace at torontohousing.ca. TCHC YouthWorks employs young people ages 14 to 19 to do community cleanups, light repair jobs, painting, community gardening, and beautification. If you're interested in making a difference in your community, bring your resume and 2 references to one of the following recruitment sessions. Deadline to register is Friday, April 28, 2023. Candidates must be available to work Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. from July 4th to August 25th, 2023. If you have questions, please contact hireyouth@torontohousing.ca. Apply for both Women in Construction Scholarship and Mentorship. Successful applicants receive $500 and are connected to a female mentor from their own or similar construction skills trade. TCHC and Tridel calling all small business owners in Regent Park. Are you a Regent Park resident with a small business? Do you offer catering, photography, create handmade goods, or other goods and services? Join their small business directory and get connected to businesses, opportunities in the community. If you have any questions, email csr@tridel.com. The City of Toronto Identify and Impact Youth Grant Program is now open. Do you have a passion for improving your community? Are you a youth-led group ages 15 to 29 with a great idea that needs funding? Consider applying for a grant to help make an impact in your community. Deadline to apply is May 2nd, 2023 at 12 p.m. Funds available up to $17,000 per project. Additional funds are available for accessibility support. Apply now.
And that's all for today's show. My name is Fred and my co-hosts are Jabin, Victoria, and Kedar. We also like to thank our team of researchers that contributed to this week's show. And for more studios at Focus Media Arts Center. Thanks for watching and see you next week.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And please follow our social media platforms. For more information, check out our website.